You want to talk about it?
Yeah, you've been going for 2,000 years. So
Yeah.
talking about the digital, how they created a new digital reality. I think that was something. I mean, that this is not something new. It's not something that happened in COVID, but it's something that reached every type of business during COVID. How does a business like yours? Would you consider yourself, first of all, luxury or fast-moving consumer goods?
No,
How fast-moving is really Venchi's product?
I think we are a premium lifestyle product. That's it.
How does this affect you? How do you convert the experience? Because I imagine that in your case, experience is something very important, from the physical shop to an integration between the offline and the online.
You have to be present everywhere. You have no choice.
Was this something that you were developing before, or something that you developed?
I think China is the place where we invest most of the money in digital media in general.
Okay.
In the whole world.
I see.
Absolutely.
I see.
They have their own platform. Platform are becoming expensive to run.
Mm-hmm.
To be on top of mind of the people is becoming more and more expensive. It's a totally different playbook. There is no email. There is no SMS. It's mostly seeding with Xiaoshu. It's advertisement. It's a lot of Tmall. It's a lot of WeChat AD. It's Xiaoshu definitely yes. Douyin definitely yes. So
how often do you change the approach? Because I feel like one of the things that I accuse Chinese of is that they change the apps that they use so often that they get lost sometimes. How fast do you need to update in order to be relevant in the market?
I think there is a cycle. Every 2 years there is a cycle. No, there is something that comes back. There is something that becomes more hot. Something that then lose a little bit of interest and so on. So you have to keep up with the trend. But the problem is that in China the trends are very fast.
The trends are very fast. So I see micro trends and macro trends. One of the macro trends, and you say your lifestyle, I would consider even coffee lifestyle as well in a certain way.
Yeah.
Of course there are micro trends, chains, brands popping in and out, but the macro one is that Western brands are getting pushed away. Because before being the director or CEO of Venchi Asia Pacific, you were in Italy before. That's how you came to Hong Kong, right?
No, I came from Venchi.
You came from Venchi. You were in Italy before. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna ask you this anyway because I'm sure you know the business. As per my knowledge, as per what I read this morning, the first 5 coffee chains in China are Luckin Coffee with more than 10,000 outlets, and then you have Coffee Box, Pacific Coffee, Grey Box Coffee, Fish Egg Cafe,
Manner.
Then there is Manner, who was not in the list, but something actually quite recent.
Yeah.
But Chinese are pushing away the Western brands in the lifestyle. I
wouldn't say pushing away. I don't think pushing away is the right way to say. If you go to any shopping mall in China, at least in the premium ones, so I'm talking about 17, 18 cities, in the basement, first floor, second floor, and third floor, you have still 70% of the brands are foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
And there is still, you see the success of Lululemon, for example. Now talking about trends. It's totally... Then, of course, Lululemon also drags in Chinese brands that are doing very well. Maya Active, for example. So to say that the Western brands are pushed away, I don't think it's fair. I think it's fair to say that there are good Chinese brands that are on the rise and are competing with Western brands. And it all goes back to the brand. So how strong is your value proposition and how relevant you are still in the market? So if you talk about fast fashion, we have seen a macro trend of fast fashion slowing down and disappearing in China. But who took that space was Lululemon and all these brands that are doing a mix of, athleisure and are replacing a little bit the old Western fast fashion brands, right? So I would say it's a Western for Western, in a way. I mean, Lululemon is a Canadian brand and all the fast fashion, they were, Spanish and the Northern European
Yeah.
and so on. So yeah, that's the problem. No, I mean, if you talk about specific brands, maybe it's the brand that has lost the relevancy, and there are some brands that actually are meeting exactly the needs of the customer, especially in the China of today. And then you have good Chinese brands competing, like in the cars, like in the coffee, as you said. But Starbucks has still 4,000 stores in China. So it's still a very strong brand, no?
They were still very much up there, but
The largest chain, quick service restaurant chain in China is still KFC, with I think 12,000, 13,000 point of sales, and they want to go to 20,000. Then if you tell me KFC China, it's a totally Chinese experience, right? Yeah, it's Yum China, parts of Yum brands,
yeah.
but they develop a brand which sells fried chicken, but sells really tailored to the Chinese consumers.